France has fallen. Riots turned to celebration for progressive protesters over the weekend as strategic alliances between the far left and Emmanuel Macron's centrists snatched victory away from Marine Le Pen's national rally in the final runoff round of the France elections. Sky News All-Stars Gabriella Power and James Morrow take a look at the dramatic turn of events in the France election and what it means for the country moving forward. Chaos overtook France over the weekend as Marine Le Pen's National Rally Party was defeated in the second round of the elections, pushed out by a new centrist left alliance, the New Popular Front, only created 1 month ago, explains Sky News All-Star Gabriella Power.
It comes as Marine Le Pen's National Rally Party was defeated in the second round of the French parliamentary elections, and the country's left-wing alliance, the New Popular Front, looks set to win after exit polling indicated it would win the most seats. Now, this alliance didn't even exist a month ago, but 4 parties came together to keep the far right out of power.
And the New Popular Front has some extreme policies on immigration.
And it's promised to scrap immigration reforms and set up a rescues agency for undocumented migrants to facilitate visa applications.
The French electoral system has been put under the spotlight, with Sky News All-Star Caleb Bond saying the 2-round process is stacked against the opposition.
Yeah, just very quickly, we've only got a minute left, Kosher, but we've seen the scenes in France today after their second round of votes in their national election. The left has done much better than expected.
They have. There were obviously machinations that were used in that, where something like 200 candidates dropped out so that they cleared the cannibalization or dilution of anybody who's not from Le Pen's party. And the result is what it is. France is very, very divided tonight and will be, at least for the next year, until a future election is held. And that's where we see these riots and other things are sadly only going to probably get worse in that period.
Yeah, and that's the thing I don't understand about their system. I mean, it seems like it's gamed against the opposition, because you get an idea of where things are going to go, and then you go for the second round and you can basically change your campaign and get candidates to drop out to do things like that. I don't know that that's entirely fair.
Interestingly, despite the leftist alliance projected to win, far-left riots are continuing to rage across the country, which Sky News All-Star James Morrow mocked.
I want to talk about the French elections, and the fallout from this is absolutely fascinating. And I'm sure everyone at home, you're across the story. Marine Le Pen's National Rally Party looked set for a big win, but then the runoff results overnight show the country's actually going to the left, with the Macron technocrats and a much further left party getting together, doing deals to make sure they boxed the Le Pen party out. Now, there were some pretty wild scenes on the streets of France afterwards. Let's have a look. You gotta love the French left. They riot when they win, they riot when they lose, they riot on a day ending in Y.
Gabriella Power agreed, sharing footage from the riots and highlighting the irony of the violence.
Many who belong to the far left are rioting in the streets. Podcast host Brianna Morella shared this clip and wrote, "I'm fascinated by France's far left. If they lose, Paris will burn. If they win, Paris will burn."
Same guy, same fat guy that I saw earlier.
And it seems all of the different ideologies in the new Popular Front alliance could backfire on themselves, according to Sky News contributor Sam Crosby.
Well, and I mean, it's going to be really interesting to watch these two very different, when it comes down to the fundamentals, parties try and work together in some sort of government.
Well, look at the left-wing coalition. You know, it's the People's Front of Judea and the Judeans' People's Front. You know, they all hate each other. You've got the communists, the Greens, the socialists, En Marche. You know, and they all hate each other, like, viciously.
God, it feels like the Australian Parliament.
Meanwhile, the world is watching the riot scenes unfold in horror and warning that the country will fall if far-left policies are implemented.
And reacting to the results coming in, this is what is being posted on X. "Good night, France. You've always been good at being rapidly conquered." Another person wrote, "One thing about France is they never miss an opportunity to surrender their country. And enjoy your country while it lasts." Journalists and commentators are sharing vision from on the ground where, despite being the projected winners of the elections, many who belong to the far left are rioting in the streets.
And many commentators have highlighted the trend of political polarisation emerging across the globe, particularly in the lead up to the US election and the chaos surrounding the two nominees.
I think French society, if you look at these election results, looks as polarised as almost anywhere else in the Western world. I mean, if you classify Macron's party as left, and there's a question about whether his voters are at least a left, he tries to present himself as a centrist party, but if you put them on the left, you add up the parties to the right, you get about 50-50 in the French population, and that's pretty much where it is around the world.